Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, and everybody in between.
Today, it is 8:30 in Vienna, which means it's time for It Should Be About Something.
That's right.
Do you know what today's date is? It is the 20th.
It is, indeed, the 20th of January.
2022nd.
2022nd.
means
And
it's
this
time.
is episode 59
of It Should Be About Something.
of It Should Be About Something.
Wow. It feels like episode 159,
Does it?
actually. Yeah, my adrenaline's all up.
It's up. You're
Yes,
pumped.
it's all
You're
up.
ready for it.
Kinda, yeah.
Well, I want to say right straight away before anything else happens, I want to say thank you to you for getting the Isbaz studio up and running. I was coming in Klaus today.
Yeah, he was coming in super close. But the thing is, like, I knew I had all afternoon to kind of get in the thing here,
Right.
and then I came down here. I mean, I was a little bit late coming in because I had other shit that got in my way.
Sure, I hear you.
And then but I still got in here with lots of time, and then I did some stuff, and I did some editing, and then at like 7:45, I realized I'd done all of the other shit that I was supposed to do to get the show ready. So then I had to do everything in 10 minutes. But it kind of worked out.
That seems like...
Hey, and I actually found some nice little workarounds for how this OBS shit works. So,
Did
damn,
you now?
I am so ready for a drink.
Well, I thank you kindly, and because you were such a good boy, Uncle Mike,
Oh, thank you.
you get a first drink.
I gotta say,
Yes.
on the way here, I had a philosophical epiphany.
A philosophical epiphany, my.
But you know, we're always ragging ourselves about not getting things done.
Yeah, I can sometimes get down on myself
about a
about...
long list of things that you've
Yeah.
left undone.
I hear you.
Yeah, I've stopped that because I think that is the essence of life. Because once you've got everything done and you're finished with everything, there's no point.
Yeah.
Nothing left. Right?
Yeah.
So I think you want to have lots of unfinished business in your bucket before
Slurp,
you go.
slurp, everybody. Here's the unfinished business. You want to know something crazy?
Yes, please tell me something crazy.
When I was in high school, I was in a band called Unfinished Business.
Oh.
And
The way you said it
Yeah.
sounded like you've said it 100 times before.
I may have. And
Damn, what are we drinking?
Not too long ago, you're drinking the wonderful Russian Standard vodka.
Fuck, there's
Just the right amount of ginger ale.
This is like the best Isbaz drink I've had in a while, actually. Pretty good.
There's nothing better
Yeah.
than a well-proportioned drink.
I think there's just a lot of vodka in this, and I've been lusting after booze all week.
So, speaking of weeks, besides today,
Yeah.
how's your week been?
Yeah, it's been a week of a week, and it's only Thursday.
Yeah.
Like we're just shy of halfway through. Oh no, actually just past halfway.
See, I've started actually counting my weeks from Thursday to Thursday.
Ah.
Because it's the only thing I can really count on. Like if you ask somebody...
I like it.
If you ask me, is today Sunday? I don't know.
But is today Thursday?
Is today Thursday? Oh, yeah.
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 Okay, so Thursday is the first day of the week, and it's also the 8th day of the week. We have a whole new system. We go from Thursday to Thursday. It's 1 to 8, and it starts on the 8 that it ends on. It starts its new number 1.
Yeah.
Isn't that? Oh man, calendars, dude.
We need
to get
Thursday's calendars.
We need Isbaz calendars.
Yeah.
I would love the shit out of an Isbaz calendar.
Oh, by the by, I need to thank you again.
For what?
I need to thank you again for the shit that you were doing before you did the shit to make this work. You put out a video of our first review of something.
I did, yeah.
And I saw it on the weather-stricken...
Is it weather-stricken out
It's
there?
weather-stricken. Everything is weather-stricken.
Yeah, like in the Isbaz studio, we are cut off from humanity. The planet could go to shit and we would not know.
It's just not worth it. Don't go out. There are just some days it's just not worth it.
Right. So you dug it.
I did indeed. So thank you very much on that. Good work. Good hustle. Yeah.
Good. Cool.
You know what happened to me today?
Please tell.
If I happen to look like, I don't know if I do, but my pupils, I went to the doctor today and they checked my eyes.
Did they get dilated?
And I looked like I was super high on MDMA all afternoon.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's still like that, but I still don't need glasses.
That's rubbish. You don't not need glasses. You need a better eye doctor.
What she told me was, she says, I have a Krümmung in meine...
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what I have too.
Right. But she said, yours isn't because of age. It's been this way your whole life. And so she said, in the Ferne, I'm like the guy 4 or 5 years ago who told me that. She said, in your left eye, you're like one off. And just the way it's formed, it just makes it way easier for you to see close. And I said, but my eyes get tired at night. She said, you know, if you want, you could go to a place and get dioptrine.
Yeah.
Dioptrine. Get something with 1 dioptrine to wear it, you know, at night when you're reading if it's dark.
You see, if she told you this is an option, this tells me that you need a better eye doctor.
Okay.
Because I started with minus 75 on one eye and minus 1.25 on the other eye, right? So I don't have a lot, but it makes a huge difference when I'm reading stuff that's small in the dark, particularly small in the dark.
Right.
Well, so you should go to Fielmann.
Okay.
They're good. We can do a review on Fielmann if you get glasses from Fielmann.
Oh man, yeah.
The Fielmann experience.
I want to get the Fielmann experience.
Yeah.
Feel me, man. Feel me.
The Fielmann experience gets the Jim and Michael treatment.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Astigmatism, yes, that's exactly what it is. It's not a Vorhautkrümmung. But it's almost a Vorhautkrümmung. It's a Krümmung of another Haut.
It's a Kornhaut. No, what is it called? It's not.
Hornhautverkrümmung. That's not a Vorhaut. There's even an O in it. Hornhautverkrümmung instead of Vorhautverkrümmung. And an R, an O and an R. Right.
But speaking of Vorhaut, which...
Did you get that probe?
I didn't, because I don't have one. They took it from me long ago, without my consent.
But were you getting your orifices probed?
I did get my orifices probed today.
Okay.
And yesterday. 2 days in a row.
But different orifices.
Oh, I'll tell you all about it later in a new segment we call...
We review shit now.
We review stuff.
Oh shit. I should have put that video in and I didn't. We're going to have to do that another time.
Okay.
I'll put that in post.
So we see on the chat, and by the way, welcome to Isbaz. On the chat, well, if you're not on the chat, if you're joining us for the first time, you should get on the chat. Let's say hello to some people on the chat. Let's go right to the top here. Marcos was the first in the room. Hello, Marcos.
Follower of Clay.
Very nice. Hello, follower of Clay.
Lots of Marcus and follower of Clay, followed by Christina Lars Smulik, hot on their heels.
Hey, sweet. And Dan B. Moin, moin. Moin.
Vorhautverkrümmung und Netzhautverengung.
Netzhautverengung.
No. Hornhautverengung. Vorhautverkrümmung.
I'm still getting over Gab und Gebe is nicht Gab und Gebe, es ist Gang und Gebe.
Gang und Gebe, oh
I'm still getting over that one.
That was last Thursday. That was a week ago.
That was a couple of Thursdays ago.
Fucking hell. Yeah, wow. Okay.
Well, it's good to know you folks are out there, and if you haven't gotten on the chat yet and you're still a little shy, that's okay.
Yeah, if you're joining us for the first time, this is the best chat on the internet.
Absolutely.
Like, these are the best people with the best topics and the best things to talk about.
That's right. So hop on there and say hi if you'd like.
Philly Girl 1000, who featured heavily in our review of White Claw.
Yes, she did.
On the chat.
Thank you. Hello, Philly Girl. Yep, so beyond getting a whole bunch of medicinal stuff happening, yeah. It was okay.
Was a pretty good week?
It was okay week.
Okay, good.
We played a show on Friday.
Oh, fuck, yeah, we did play a show on Friday.
I just remembered it myself.
Yeah.
So Michael and I, of course, we perform in our theater company, The English Lovers, and we performed in the Theater Drachengasse
For a live audience.
for a
There was
live
like
audience.
50 people there.
A full house. It was terrific. And it was the first time in 2022 that people, it was the first time since October that there have been
It's been the
audience
It's been
in
the
the
second
house.
time this season that we've played for an audience. We played for one audience in October.
That's right.
Way back.
That's right.
And it feels like 10 years ago.
That's
so
right.
the second live audience this season, which is like...
That's right.
Well, it's just weird.
Yeah.
So, yes.
But it was terrific. It was
Yes.
so much fun to have everybody in the room. And so if you were in that show, thanks for coming and say hi.
A big slurpy slurps to everybody who came today.
Slurps to
that
everybody.
Show. Yes.
Yeah.
Wave to Verena because she was at the show.
She was. Oh, duh.
Yeah.
Verena was at the show, and she was healthy and looked good.
She hadn't broken a paw.
And she had a really nice friend with her. It was terrific
yes,
that
that's
she
true.
was there.
In fact, I was chatting with Eva on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Not Eva, that's her friend.
That's right.
Verena. I was chatting
Verena.
with Verena on Instagram. And she said she went to the Kunsthistorisches Museum because we featured the museums. And she posted a thing about the building is so beautiful. It's a work of art itself, which is true. So you can actually do a tour of the building. I've been wanting to do a tour of the building for yonks.
Yeah.
So here's my thing. I know we do this every show. We say, this is the New Year's Bash thing.
We're gonna
hop
do
on this
this.
train that we're going to do forever, and we never do it. But this is one that we're really going to do. We're going to do an Isbaz trip to the museum, and we're going to do the Kunsthistorische Museum tour of the building.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get into this. I want to
Yeah.
do this. I want to do this, man.
Yeah.
Right, okay, good.
Did you know that the Kunsthistorische Museum has an exact duplicate across the way, which is the museum, the Naturhistorisches Museum? They face each other.
They face each other, yes.
And they're-
on the subject of exact duplicates.
Are they not exact duplicates?
No, they're not exact duplicates. They're
From the outside, they're pretty duplicate.
they look pretty duplicate. Yeah, they're the same gene pool. They're not.
But they're not duplicate?
They're not duplicates.
For years, I used to say to tourists, I would say one of them is the one of them is the Museum of Natural History, and one of them is the Museum of Art History. But people have forgotten long ago which is which.
Because they got the same shit in there.
Yeah,
Because it all looks the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
I also used to tell people that Maria Theresa, who sits between the two of them,
Yes,
there, you know,
we've been down the Ernst Kaingasse with you a couple of times
Yeah.
actually.
the Ernst Kind.
The Ernst Kaingasse. Yeah,
good
that's sending tourists down the wrong street.
Oh man, you got factoid.
You just got
I made
factoid.
that up. Ernst Kain actually exists, right? And he wrote. He's like a Viennese poet, and he wrote this poem about sending tourists the wrong way so that they get to know Vienna. But I'm making this shit up about the Ernst Kaingasse. That's registered to Isbaz. If you want to use it, you can use it, sure. But it's Isbaz copyrighted.
Taking people down the Ernst Kind Gasse.
Taking people down the Ernst Kaingasse, yeah.
Yeah, taking people down the Ernst
I
Kind
like
Gasse.
it. Good. So on the subject of almost duplicates, this was part of my week. Was going out and buying baby shit, and then finding out how much baby shit costs.
Baby shit costs so much.
And the other thing
So
is,
much.
so this other thing about my week was, and this is part of the reason why I was so fucking late today, is for years we've been living in this really nice apartment in the 7th district. It's
Yes.
not huge, but it's nice. And it really
Very
works
nice.
for two people, right?
Yes.
But for years we've been saying we want to move out and get a house.
Right.
So we've not taken care of getting furniture for this apartment. But we've been collecting a shit ton of stuff, which means that our stuff is in piles.
Piles. One of the most common forms of organization. The pile.
Yes, exactly. So we have piles of stuff, and
Yeah.
we have a load of stuff, right? Now we realize that we haven't got a house. We've kind of resigned ourselves to the fact that we're going to have to stay in this apartment, and it's like there's no space for babies in this apartment. I mean, we bought a bed, okay?
You can hang it out the window. You make like one of those cat beds that
Yeah.
hang out the window. Put the babies out there. Just put the twins out there.
It's going to have to be. It's going to
Little
have to be
mosquito
that.
net over it.
Yeah, exactly. We'll put them out on the balcony and we'll feed them through the window like birds.
Shit, you just get them one of those hamster things. They'll just
those
knuckle.
bottles.
They'll just
Yeah.
knuckle on the end of it.
So today, IKEA and Lutz turned up at the same fucking time. So everybody wanted to use the elevator at the same time. And they delivered like 50 cubic meters of furniture to our house, which is now taking up most of our living room and needs to be assembled. So we can take all the piles of stuff
Right.
and put it inside of furniture so that we create space
Right.
for baby space.
Right. Right. So your organization, you're now just going to put into a filing cabinet, basically. You're going to take the pile and shove it into a
We're gonna
wardrobe.
stack the piles on top of each other and
Right.
put them inside a cupboard.
Love it. Love it. Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, but there's increments of getting rid of shit happening as well.
It's a process.
There's increments of getting rid of shit. Like, we actually have got rid of stuff. And Christina's been very good about getting rid of stuff. Like, way better than me.
I did a purge recently of like clothes, which was nice.
Yeah,
too.
I think a clothing purge is not. The thing is, I get so attached to things.
Yes, I agree. I know.
You know, and I know you're agreeing with me, but I mean, you know, we've spoken about this before. Your place has like no stuff lying around in piles, right? At least the visible parts of Jim's apartment have no piles of stuff visibly lying around. There are no spaces in my apartment that do not have visible piles of stuff lying around. And you're in the kitchen, the bedroom, the living room, the extra room, the balcony, right? There's piles of stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm nowhere near as good as at getting rid of stuff. But I actually think I'm going to have to go down this road. I'm going to have to get rid of some stuff. I'm going to purge.
You got it.
I'm going to do a purge.
It feels so good. And the crazy thing is that stuff has its own physics. One of my favorites is, I had a buddy in Canada, and he and his wife, they were moving, and on their home office desk, they had all this stuff that was, you know, fire hot. This is all urgent stuff. And they put it all into one box, urgent, you know.
Ah, right. You move house.
They move house. And then I ran into him like 5 or 6 years later while he was moving. Again.
And you saw that box.
And he said, look at the box I just found.
You'd broken your back carrying that down to them.
It was never opened, not a one time, and nothing was missed.
Yeah.
Life went on.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing. We hang on to stuff so long.
This is true. It's largely true for many things. In fact, for most things, except lyrics. There's been a couple of boxes, like kilogram worth boxes of crap.
Yeah.
And it's just been crap right down to where I found that lyric sheet that I've been looking for
Exactly.
25 years.
But you've got to do that archaeological work. You got to curate your shit.
Yeah. So actually, you need better piling systems.
Yeah. Just make those piles smaller.
Anyway, okay, so I like the fact that Follower of Clay is going to have live action next week. Yes.
Yeah, right.
Like
And by the by, I think it's Follower of Clay who is in charge of that. There's a Facebook or an Instagram account, I'm not sure, of the theater that Follower of Clay works in. And they've got this big sign outside.
Is that Turbina?
Well, it's where the Teatro Turbina plays.
Right.
And the name of the Follower of Clay, write it down, give a link to the theater. And they've got this sign out front, and they get people to send quotations or botschaft messages that they put up. And I'm not sure who curates that for y'alls, but it's great. I love it. There's all kinds of really nice...
I like those things a lot. There's a whole fad going on in the United States at the moment to have one of those things outside of your place of business and just put up random shit.
Yeah.
And not so random shit. I actually watched a video yesterday of a veterinarian somewhere like in the Midwest who had the best things up there.
Yeah.
Classic. I think I'll post that video to Isbaz HQ. Actually, it was really fun to watch. If you like dogs and cats particularly, but animals in general, great fun to watch.
Awesome. So I think we should get on with this thing.
I think we should. Yes.
For those of you joining us for the first time, Isbaz, It Should Be About Something, comes to you in 3 parts. We call them chapters, and this is chapter 1. On what should make a comeback.
Damn, this is a really good topic. There's so much stuff that should make a comeback.
Awesome.
And I think there's a part 2 of this.
Okay.
The stuff that we can do without now
what should not
and
make
forever in the future.
Okay, so that's our first question to y'all. What should make a comeback? What is it now time for? And I've got one straight out of the gate.
Cool.
The song Freestyler by what were they called? Freestyler. Coming straight from the top of my dome when I rock the microphone. Freestyler.
That should make,
that song.
That needs to make.
It's
comeback.
ready. It's time for a comeback for that song.
Okay.
It's got a good groove. Somebody needs to make that.
So actually, talking about remixes, this is part of my thing that should come back.
Okay.
Right? Because there's like a ton of remixes going on. Like, it's like almost like record producers these days are like, oh, remember that really cool song from the 70s or the 80s or the 60s or that other really cool song? Yeah, let's make a really shit remix of that.
Oh, yeah.
And put that out, right?
Well, they've been doing that forever.
So that's one of the things that I can do that for all time.
Oh, I see.
But what could definitely make a total comeback?
Bomb funk MCs? Bomb funk MCs? Bomb funk.
Bomb funk MCs, there we are. Bomb funk MCs.
Marcus, yeah.
So what should make a comeback is funk. I want more funk.
Funk music?
Yeah, funk music.
Funk
totally.
music, yeah.
I need more funk music.
Funk is kind of like slid over to like becoming a little jazz, you know? Like, can you name a funk band right now that's playing?
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I'm confirming this on you.
Yeah.
Yes, this is what I'm saying as well. We are saying the same thing.
I guess it's all part of the fusion world that goes on these days. But it's a hidden world.
Right.
I want to hear more funk
Yeah.
on the radio. Like I want to go to shopping to Billa and I want to hear this crap rehashed, rebooted, remixed, ultra compressed crap. I want to hear some proper funk. I want to hear some real good, solid funk.
I hear you.
And actually any kind of guitar-based music, please.
You know, I gotta get some Bootsy Collins up here. Hey,
Oh, yeah.
Hey, baby. Oh, you my man. You my man. You my man.
You my man. That's
You
what he
my
said.
man.
Yeah. And he was coming on to you when he said
You
that.
my man. You my man.
You didn't realize it.
Today I was at a meeting today and I saw a picture of you, Anne and Kathy Tanner in 2003 performing on stage. It was hilarious.
On stage where?
In Die Theater.
You saw a picture of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where'd you see this picture?
I was at a meeting talking about the history of improv in Vienna.
No, just kill that bottle.
Okay.
Little
yeah. There you go. What
Louis
needs
Cole,
to make a comeback?
Well, Louis Cole, whoever Louis Cole is, we should check him.
Oh, as funk dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I think you're hitting on something. It was sometime during the 80s, probably earlier, but I first became aware of it during the 80s, that establishments were of two kinds. You had your corporate establishments that played their music, and then you had independently operated places that would sometimes play music. Because I grew up in Maine and there was a bunch of freaks and hippies, every store that you went into, they'd be playing their music. And it's kind of like the audio version of the sign hanging outside of the theater, right?
Because to an extent, yeah.
You know, we're playing the music that we like. This is the vibe we're trying to create. And I love that because there were some cafes where you knew that you walked in there, you were going to hear something awesome, and then it was straight to the record store.
Yeah.
Because there was no Shazam. So and then you had like the corporate places that they would have these great big machines that had these big recorders that
reel-to-reel,
you'd
like
shove into the
eight hours
thing,
of music.
and every one of those DoubleTree ins had the same music going in all of them. And so I'd like to have a comeback of
places actually playing their own music.
You're only allowed to play your own music.
Like I went to the doctors because of the non-identical twins. I was, the museums. So we were at the doctor's yesterday, and they've been playing the same Nora Jones playlist at that doctor's the last 3 times I've been there.
Yeah.
And it's a very short playlist. So
Yeah.
if you get there and you're there and you wait for 10 minutes, and you go in and you come out again,
Yeah.
the playlist is already replaying, and the lady sitting behind the counter doesn't even notice.
No. You
Like,
forget it after a while.
I know, I mentioned it to her, and she was like, "Oh, I didn't even notice that." But it's like she comes in and she just flicks the switch, the lights go on, and the player starts playing that shit, and it just stays that way. It's just background noise for her the whole time.
I would bet dollars to donuts that Nora Jones CD was bought at like Starbucks. Starbucks really went heavy back then in the day.
And Nora Jones, I actually think it's a playlist.
Yeah, probably,
I
right?
think it's on her computer. Like when she turns on her computer, like
it just
she
goes
comes
on.
in, flicks the one switch. There's probably one switch behind where she works.
So she chose her music
turns the
once,
lights on, turns her computer on, and everything just kind of runs. Right?
Yeah. Well, then it's just oral wallpaper at that point, right? Because she doesn't see it anymore.
Yes.
It was like I did
wish
a
I
show.
could go and scribble on oral wallpaper. That'd be nice. Like put in some guitar riffs there,
I did a show years ago in the Volksoper, and we rehearsed in the Bergen of the
across the road.
across the road. And there was this beautiful, just gorgeous rehearsal space with these rough-hewn broad boards on the floor, big windows, tons of light, and it felt like looking into Narnia because I'd been by this structure hundreds of times, ridden over it on the U-Bahn, never knowing that it was in there. Not only, however, though, was this rehearsal room in there, there was also a bunch of offices for the Volksoper. And not only that, every 4 minutes, the U6 would go by. And it was so loud.
Really?
And I thought to myself, this is crazy. Oh my God, how can these people work here? How are we ever going to fucking rehearse? This is terrible. 20 minutes later, I never heard it again.
Yeah. That's so nuts. As I've worked in that rehearsal room, exactly that big one.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the Uzex at all bugging me. But I think we were rehearsing in summer, we had the windows open, so we had the Gürtel coming in, like all the cars coming in off the Gürtel, so we really never heard that. But I had a rehearsal space way down the Uzex in the 9th or 19th district, where if we were recording something in the studio, we had to make sure that it was shorter than the Uzex interval, because when the Uzex went over the top, we'd get this electric buzz going through our amplifiers.
The grounding was all fucked up.
Yeah. And you'd like hear it. Your guitar amp would go as the train went past.
I want to open up a whole nother bottle of fish, which is Father of Clay saying, decency!
Yes, definitely.
Needs to make a comeback. And I hear you on that. There is something about the last 40 years of consumerism and in our late stage capitalistic society that has turned everything into the opposite of decency.
Yes, it's like, what was that band called? The Gimme Gimmes? From the 80s?
The Gimme Gimme
The Gimme
Gimmes?
Gimmes. Yeah. That's kind of what our society has turned into in broad strokes.
So I've got a theory on this. That capitalistic, consumeristic idea that the customer is king is not only pervasive in consumerism, but because we as beings spend so much time consuming that we identify with that. And that has now, over the last 40 years, has translated to, I am a customer, I am king.
All the time.
I am king in every situation. And so that righteous
no
indignation,
matter how much of a dick I'm being.
It's because the customer's king.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm the customer here.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's a scam because the customer's never king.
Never.
The customer always gets shafted up the arse by the corporation. But they make him think he's the king.
Yeah.
And then you've got people running around going, I'm the king, I'm the king, I'm the king. Gimme, gimme, gimme.
Yeah.
Right?
This righteous indignation, which is a byproduct of this constantly being in your first person shooter. I know we all are, but that idea of this is me. Give me me first. And
Yeah.
is really feels like the opposite of decency.
Totally, it does. It's like we're disconnected from everything that's going on around us, and we're not. To a large extent, we don't notice how much of a dick we're actually being, and how many people are bearing the brunt of the choice that we're making. That we're the one who counts in the moment.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, most of the time, in fact, it's not you who counts. It's the group that counts.
It's the moment.
It's the
you know what I mean? Or it's the context.
Sure. Yeah.
It's what. Well,
putting yourself in context. Yes, I think that's probably a good thing. We should teach this in school.
Having an eye for the field.
Yes.
What any good athlete has in team sports.
Yeah.
To know, just to have an eye for the field, and
it's
to
what
have
improv
that.
teaches.
Absolutely.
Right.
And
what are your partners doing?
The thing about it is that when you do that, you can't be king.
No.
Because your attention is being given.
Yeah, that's right.
You're giving the attention.
So the world would be better if we had more improv. Okay, so this is what I want. This is a comeback of improv courses for everybody.
Absolutely.
Every level.
It should be in schools. I don't know why we haven't found a way to make in 20 years a whole league in schools, to get it in schools. For me, improv is what probably debate was in the 50s and the 60s,
Nah, I don't agree. Debate was always about being right. Debate was the beginning of capitalism actually taking over, because you could debate well and win the debate without actually being right.
I have a feeling, though, that what I mean is that originally debate was a way of learning to speak in front of people, to organize your thoughts, and to go through the process of what it means to debate and to do that.
And then it became about winning.
And then it became, I guess, of course, it was always about winning and understanding that. But the process to that was about helping people become people.
Yeah.
What the humanities are all about.
But the humanities have been left behind, and it's only about winning, no matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's winning in all sectors, and fuck the rest.
In a product-oriented society, it is very difficult to discuss and work with processes.
Right.
But the problem is life is a process.
Yes. So more decency, definitely. Yes.
Yeah.
Vent windows in cars, and Philly girl, you like. I mean, you're kicking down doors that are open where I come
Preaching to
from.
the choir is how.
So I mean,
we might say
style in cars. I mean, I know that the car is probably something that's going out of style, and maybe in 20 years, if we're lucky, nobody's going to own cars anymore, and cars will be something of a relic. They'll be something of an anachronism, a leftover. But
in the between
they
time,
don't have to look like shit in the between time.
In the between time, there's so much work being done in e-mobility, in the exponential growth in battery capacity that we have had. Can we find some venture capitalists to put together a company that will just develop a base, which is the battery and the motor of the thing, and then it's just picking. It's just
you can put your Citroen DS21 on top of that thing.
Yeah, exactly.
3D print.
3D print the skin.
You're tabby onto that.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yes, totally. I'm with this.
That
like
would be
this idea.
so nice.
Yeah. So
Fuck the metaverse.
We want more style.
Yeah, man.
We want a renaissance of style.
A renaissance of style. Can you say that for that? A renaissance.
We want a renaissance of style.
Now do it without shaking your head so much.
No, I can't.
Okay.
I can't. I have to. It's a renaissance of. It's a renaissance of style.
It is indeed.
Cool.
The illusion of choice. Is that something that needs to make a comeback? No, I think that was probably a comment on.
That's what we think. I mean, there's that great song by maybe it'll come to me. I've got so much choice. I'm stuck in therapy. 50
Does not ring a
different
bell.
kinds of chocolate chip cookies on the shelf.
I've got 13
but hang on.
channels of shit.
Is she really
on the
going
TV
out with
to
him?
Choose from. Yeah.
Is she really
We're
gonna take him home tonight? Who sings that song?
Joe Jackson.
Joe Jackson. There's a song by Joe Jackson called I've got so much choice. I'm stuck in therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got 13
Very clever
channels of
man.
shit. Yeah.
Joe Jackson.
Pink Floyd, 13 channels of shit on the TV to choose from.
That's right.
Choose from. Choose from.
13 channels. And back then, 13 channels was a dystopian nightmare. But now we've got Jesus, I don't remember the last time I've been to a hotel that didn't have 190 channels of shit.
Television, the drug of a nation. Feeding ignorance and no, what? Feeding ignorance and feeding and bleeding radiation on television, the drug of a nation. That was,
Ice-T.
No.
Okay.
The disposable heroes of hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy?
Hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy.
The disposable heroes of hypocrisy.
Cool.
Television.
Nice.
The drug of a nation.
Nice.
Bangin', boppin' tune.
Have we finished with this topic? Shall we move on?
Of what should make a comeback?
Yeah.
I think there's. I would like. Okay, quick answer, just off the top of your head.
The
Tell
music
me.
thing, the decency thing, and
Absolutely.
the style thing, right?
Yeah. Stop. So, okay. So, quick pop question, just at the top of your head. A clothing trend or fashion that should make a comeback.
Boots for ladies.
Nice. Okay. A cocktail, classic or half classic, that should make a comeback.
Manhattans.
Nice. Okay. A vacation destination that needs to make a comeback.
Rome, perhaps.
It used to be really fashionable to go to Rome.
Okay, me.
Makes a comeback.
A type of restaurant that needs to make a comeback.
Family restaurants where everyone shares shit.
Okay.
In COVID, yes.
A color that needs to make a comeback.
Deep burgundy purple, like a deep aubergine with gray.
Oh yeah, we're going down Carnaby Street here. Yeah. That's certainly that.
But it could also be very Ivy League. It could also be, very sort of like Connecticut.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
The type of business that needs to make a comeback.
Businesses that know what it is that they're selling. Businesses that sell stuff because they like the stuff or they know about the stuff.
The mom and pop
or they
shop.
feel. It doesn't have to be a mom and pop shop, but it has to be a business that says,
yes,
we will train the people who work here to be knowledgeable about what it is they do, to be passionate about what it is they are selling, at the very least, to understand the realm in which they are selling shit.
I had a really good experience along these lines. I mean, after years of getting bad service in whatever shop I went to, no matter what it was that I was buying, actually, I have to say that MediaMarkt Saturn have improved in the past 5 years.
They could only have had improved because
they were so shit.
It was unbearable.
Really but they have actually got to the point where you can actually ask people something and you'll get a reasonable answer.
I had to buy a refrigerator.
Oh, fuck.
I went to Saturn. I stood in front of the whole wall of refrigerators. I asked, the person came up and said, how can I help you today? I said, what can you tell me about these refrigerators? I need to buy a new one. And the person did this. Well, apparently this one has...
Okay. Exactly, but okay, so it's not all good, but I've got to say, 10 years ago, I went to buy a computer. 10 years ago, I went to buy a computer. And that's exactly what happened to me. When I bought this computer that we're actually streaming on now, I was at Saturn and the guy was like, well, you could get this, that's more in your budget, or you could get this. And then he recommended this one over the other one he was recommending because this one had a faster chip. And he even looked it up on the internet and he was like, yeah, that's exactly that. This is the chip that that one's got. So you should go with this one. It's the same budget. This one's going to be quicker. So good experience there. But really good experience of late was in the 7th District. I wanted to buy a seal for my pressure cooker. And I walked into this household wares shop. And the young lady in there was so... She was like early 20s. Mm-hmm. She was so into the shit that she was selling there.
Love it.
I loved it.
Yes.
Like she knew everything about, and it wasn't. And the thing was, it wasn't only the technical stuff about the pressure cooker. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I've got this pressure cooker. I want to use it, but I'm missing the seal. And she's like, okay, this is the seal you need. Blah 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 blah. And I was like, so how do I use this? And then she starts giving me tips about how to cook with a pressure cooker. And boy, oh boy, could VMF take a leaf out of their book.
I tell you.
I wish I knew the name of the shop to plug them because they're on Kirchengasse. So if you're looking for stuff...
The shop on the Kirchengasse.
It's Kirchengasse and it's across the road from Le Troquet.
Yeah, is it the one that has like the Alessi thing in front? No. But it's across from Troquet.
Troquet, is it Le Troquet or something? Yeah, it's in Kirchengasse. So if you want to, if you're ever standing in front of VMF on Marie-Hilferstrasse and you think, hey, I'm gonna buy myself a pot or something like that, or something I need for cooking, then go around the corner to Kirchengasse and down to Le Troquet. It's like where the Villa is, kind of that shop. Excellent.
And
I can recommend them.
If you are the CEO of a large company, be it a audiovisual company or even a Lebensmittel company, I don't care. It's worth it to hire people and train them.
Yeah.
It's
damn.
Fuck it.
Fuck
you if you don't. If you treat them well,
pay them well.
Teach them, and they'll do it for you. That's what our grandparents did.
Yeah. I mean, like, how many times do you walk into like a supermarket and you ask the person there, you're looking for some slightly obscure sauce, but you know that they stock it and they have never heard of it. And then you say, well, where are the sauces? And then they'll take you to the sauces and say, well, there's the sauce I'm looking for. And they go, oh, I've never seen that product in my life.
Yeah.
And that's not how it works. You need to know what products you're selling and you need to know what they're used for. Even if you don't eat that particular diet or you don't use those particular things. I started work in a radio controlled model shop and I knew nothing about radio controlled models. And I spent the first week doing an inventory of everything that was in the shop and asking my new boss what it was.
Yeah.
Like he was like, okay, so you're the new guy. Okay, this is what you're going to do. You're going to take everything off the shelf, count it, and what you don't know, you're going to come to me and ask me what it is.
I have 2 questions. Did you wear shoes at this job?
Yes.
Did you throw mud balls at anybody?
No.
Okay.
I got paid. I didn't get paid very well. The pay was appalling.
I think that's very commendable that you did that. I had a job.
Well, it wasn't me. It was actually my boss.
Oh,
it was his.
Then he did it. Yeah,
it was his choice.
Then that's a great boss.
His thing was like, you need to know what you need to know everything that's going on in the shop.
You need to know, and so we're going to make sure you know.
Week, yeah.
I had a job where I was just making shit up about sneakers. I remember saying, this sneaker has TVA foam, which I just pulled out of my ass. And the TVA foam is really good with compression. So for running, you're going to need this sneaker.
There's people out there with broken backs and encrusted vertebrae and all sorts of things. TVA foam.
Well, that's what you get by taking advice from a 16-year-old. For you,
a 16-year-old who's only in it for the money.
Who obviously is making shit up because he's not that good of an actor.
Are we going to go for chapter 2?
I think we should.
Please, yes. Okay, here we go. Chapter 2. This is an interesting topic. I'm
Words that make you go, ew.
Ew. Ew.
Words that make you go,
Ew.
ew. Words that make you go, ew.
So are you saying I have to drink vodka neat now because there's no mixes left?
I didn't see any, but
I'm
I
gonna
can
have a
go
look.
take a look. All right, you can
I'll
go
take a look. I'll take a look.
All right, and while Michael's taking
You can
a look,
explain what you
I'm
mean
going
by...
to explain what I mean by words that make you go, ew. So, I had a conversation one time with this person, and in the group, somebody had said the word moist. And this person had such a visceral reaction. I mean, their whole body just went, ugh, just at the word moist. They really hated it, and that was definitely a word that made them go, ew. So, for all y'alls out there, what is a word that makes you go, ew?
So, okay, I heard you. I heard what you were saying.
Yes.
Now I need to know, what was your relationship to the person who didn't like the word moist?
It has no bearing.
If you say it has no bearing, then it has all the bearing.
No. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. Because the fact is, moist is a word
Yes.
that a lot of people say, ew, I don't like that word. Ew, I don't like that word. It makes them go, ew. And I actually saw it. By the by, Swinger Club NRC has joined the chat. Hello, Swinger Club NRC. I wanted yeast flakes and they showed me oatmeal. Motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying? I want yeast flakes and they show me oatmeal.
Yeah.
You want to get up in my grill like that?
I'm a big-
You're going to do me like that? Don't do me like that.
I'm a big fan of yeast flakes, actually. I like yeast flakes.
If I want oatmeal, I'll come up and I'll say, I want some cut oatmeal. I want some cut oatmeal, but don't do me like that if I'm asking for yeast flakes and you come at me with oatmeal.
Yeah, I don't think I get yeast flakes from the supermarket, though. I think I need to go to the reform shop.
Father of clay. Where does it make you go, ew? The real chicken tender in the house.
Dang.
Hitting us with
Is Bazians. That's a new one. Thank you.
hello, chicken tender.
We'll keep that.
Weirdly, the word blog from Eliza 18.
It's a shit word. You're right, Eliza.
Blog.
And I think vlog is even worse than blog.
A web log. That's where the word blog comes from. Did you not know that? Factoid.
You just got factoided. You're welcome.
What are you doing?
True facts. The word blog comes from weblog.
Does it really?
Weblog, blog.
Blog.
Yeah. And vlog then comes from video weblog.
Yeah,
which is-
sure.
Yeah.
I think vlog is in fact, it doesn't only make me go ew.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually really make me go ew. It makes
does
me
it
go,
make you go?
That's a fucking stupid word.
Yeah, fuck
I hate
you.
it.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
yeah.
Fuck you word.
Okay, so there's a German word that makes me go ew. I really hate it, and it's also weirdly like the word blog. It's the word Packung. Packung.
You don't like it?
It drives me crazy. Das ist eine Sechserpackung von Packung. Gib mir eine Packung, Packung. I don't know, there's something about the K and the as they come together. Can you say it for me, Überdeutsch?
Packung?
No.
Packung.
Packung.
Packung. Packung.
Okay, that's a word that makes me go, ew.
But does it only make you go in Piefke, or does it make you go in any language? Like in any dialect?
Say it in Österreichisch.
Packung.
Packung. Yeah, Packung is better, but it's not much better. The German version is really ew.
Ne Packung.
Ne Packung.
Ne Packung.
Packung.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's mysterious. If it's in headlines, like mysterious genie takes over town.
Oh.
Mysterious improv actor features in movie.
Mysterious. Mysterious. There's a lot of sibilance in the word mysterious.
I was thinking of Steuererklärung on the way down here, actually, because I was thinking of all the things that I leave undone,
Yeah.
and that things that are undone is actually part of life, and leaving things undone is what makes life go on.
Right.
And I realized that, and it says, here's actually something that I do with my to-do lists, which are always
In a pile.
but they never get finished.
Right.
Like I always start to-do lists, and then I do a little bit of it, and then things take up way more time than expected, and everything goes to pot. But what I do is put good and bad things on the to-do list. So my to-do lists are not only things that I need to do, but they're things that I want to do. So it's like visit St. Petersburg and do my taxes. And they're interchangeable, and they have equal importance.
Right, because you're not going to do either very soon. You're not going to.
That's why they're on the to-do list. That's why they're on the to-do list.
Yes. Okay, so the real chicken tender, macadamia and gazebo make me go, oh, but not you. Now, I don't know. Do we know who the real chicken tender is?
No, I don't think we do.
It doesn't matter.
I think we've tried to find out.
But the real chicken tender, if you are mentioning the word macadamia and gazebo, if I say to you bulbous bouffant and maklak, what do you say to me? Bulbous bouffant and maklak. Does this ring any bells for you?
Okay.
Keeping it a secret.
This is a secret, yeah.
This is a secret at the moment.
So I think gazebo is a crap word. I think it's a shit word. Should be struck from
Gazebo?
Should be struck from
What do you have a
English
problem
language.
with gazebo?
Yeah, fuck it. It's a crap word.
All right.
But Eliza 18, so gute Fahrt, yeah, makes me laugh because it sounds like something entirely different in English.
That's a good fart.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
When we shot our English Lovers movie,
Another one opens. Came out in 2013.
The guy
Yeah.
who we were renting that place from that we shot it at was called Good Anus.
Good anus.
And Bronwyn always pronounced it Good Anus.
Good anus. Yeah.
I thought,
It's like the town outside of
That's
Frankfurt
great.
that I often play in called Aschaffenburg. Aschaffenburg. But I always say it Aschaffenburg because I think it's Affenburg is better. Nicht Schaffenburg. They say it Aschaffenburg.
Aschaffenburg, yeah.
And I always said it
Aschaffenburg.
Aschaffenburg.
It's like Ass Openburg.
Ass Monkey Castle.
It's Ass Open Monkeyburg.
Ass Monkey Castle. Affenburg. Gute Fahrt. Gute Fahrt always sounds funny. Einfahrt. Ausfahrt.
Ein Lauf.
Yeah, but we're talking about farts. Because Lauf doesn't sound like anything in English.
Oh, I see.
Because gute Fahrt makes Eliza 18 laugh because it sounds like something entirely different in English.
I'm on the page.
So Real Chicken Tender says, ooh, that's really fun to say. That's not confirming what I'm talking about yet. It's close. Bulbous bouffant.
So Moko's like, I like all words, I think.
Is that Moko?
Yeah, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not sure whether she means I like all words, I think. Like, she thinks she likes all words?
Yeah.
Or she likes all words because she thinks.
I like all words.
I think.
I think.
No, because I think. I like all words.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, therefore, I like.
I think, therefore, I buy. I like is mine now.
I'm putting Descartes in front of my mom.
I'm Putin.
Descartes
Descartes.
in front of the Moko. I think, therefore, I like.
Hardeggasse in...
Hard egg.
Hardeggasse.
It's a hard egg gas. Hard egg gas.
Hardeggasse.
Speaking of hard eggs. I had my eggs.
Yeah. I'm on the edge of my seat. Really, I'm hanging on the edge of my seat for this. Another one bites the dust.
Yeah. Never mind. Hard egg gasse. Hard egg is there are no other words that make you go ew?
Possibly colonoscopy.
Colonoscopy?
I think colonoscopy makes me go, ooh. Colonoscopy, when I hear the word colonoscopy,
Yeah.
it's like hearing the fingers grating down the chalkboard.
Right.
It's a little bit like that.
It's a little bit like that.
And this brings us to our new segment, We Review Shit.
Are we going to do that now?
Yeah.
Okay. Ba-ba-da-bum-bum-ba-dum-bum. We review stuff now. We have a movie. We have like a little intro thing that we were going to pop out.
Yeah, but that didn't happen.
I'm not sure how that... It's
In the
tough.
replay. It's going to work in the replay.
Yeah.
No, let's just like do that again.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Ready? Hey guys! We review stuff now. Special effects. We're going to review colonoscopies?
Yeah.
All right.
So,
I'm in.
we've both had a colonoscopy.
Yeah. I had mine yesterday.
I had mine a year ago.
And we are now going to review our experiences.
So I think we need to lay down some basic guidelines for ISBAZ reviews.
Okay.
I think what we want to be giving our viewers is, was it enjoyable? How enjoyable would it be for them? Should they do it?
Okay.
Right? That's like the most important and like out there things. And then there's like, how did you feel about it and details.
Okay. I'm going to take your lead. So hit me. 1 year ago, you had a colonoscopy.
Yeah.
Was it worth it?
It was one of the best drug experiences I had.
I will agree with that wholeheartedly. Good drugs.
Would you recommend someone do this?
If you have a colon, you should have it scopied.
You should ask me this.
Do you have a colon?
No, I do have a colon. That's not the question.
What's
Would
the
you
que-
recommend colonoscopy?
Oh, I see. Would you recommend someone doing this?
No, it's a terrible experience.
Wait, what?
You have to drink shit for 3 days and you poop a whole shitload. You spend 2 days on the toilet. It's like horrible. It's like I'm dreading the next time I have to do this. I would not recommend anybody do this except for the drugs. But you can get other things done to you that involve like nice drugs. So maybe do those. Do the colonoscopy if you have to.
I think everyone should do the colonoscopy. I think the most terrible part of it absolutely is the night before, because I stopped eating at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
I started drinking
The colonoscopy
the
prep.
most disgusting, thick, viscous liquid that tasted like
I don't even
mango.
remember. Oh, wow.
And it's half a liter of water to this huge
You gotta
bag
drink
of crap.
enormous amounts of liquid.
So then you drink this down, and it was disgusting because it tasted like mango, like White Claw mango.
Yeah.
Like if
I was thinking White Claw as well. I was
If
thinking
White Claw
that-
had a mango,
1 out of 50.
a 1 out of 50 this drink. And then once you've choked it down, because it tastes like mango with salt. It was salty. It has a salty, stick to your lips viscosity.
Sticky and salty at the same time.
It's sticky, mangoey, and salty at the same time.
I love it.
And you choke it down, and then you have to drink, 1.5 liters
That's
of
right.
water
More
behind
water.
that. And then it starts. The procedure.
The rumbling, a distant thunder. What could it be?
The winds of Kilimanjaro.
Oh, yes. It takes them 3 days to come down.
It's gonna take away from you.
Kumquat.
So that's the worst part.
Yeah, definitely.
However, I will say, after that first round, and then you have to do it again. The second thing tasted even worse. It was fruit punch.
Yeah.
And I was finally finished with everything at midnight. So it's like a 6-hour procedure.
Yeah, it's a long fucking
The
procedure.
next morning, though, when I woke up, that was yesterday morning, I felt so light.
Right.
I felt a little freer.
You hadn't eaten in 2 days.
Hadn't eaten for a little while.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't quite 2 days. It was, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the day before. Anyway, I do it. I go to the colonoscopy. I need to do a shout out to everybody who works at the SVS Zentrum in 4th District. Is it 5th District?
No, I think it's 4th.
Call it the 4th District?
5th.
Whatever district. They are all so very nice. They are all so very patient, except for the H&O doc that I had today. I think I was his last guy, and he just really wanted to get rid of me. But everybody else has been a dream, and the drugs were pretty awesome. I must have slept a long time because they came in and said that ich habe es mir ein bisschen zu gemütlich gemacht. And I was like, okay. And then today...
You had such a high tolerance that they had to give you so much drugs to make you sleep,
so.
and then you slept for a long time.
I don't remember going out, but today I had another round, and they checked my prostata today. And so that's the first time I've had a finger in my butt that far.
Are you the healthy prostate guy or the unhealthy?
I was the healthy prostate guy.
Good.
But that was way worse than the colonoscopy itself.
Really?
I believe so.
Come on.
Well,
The prostate only takes like 3 minutes.
Yeah, but I felt every one of those minutes. In the colonoscopy, I didn't feel a thing.
And you were high.
I was so high. It was great.
Yeah.
I am going to give.
I think I'd take a prostate examination over a colonoscopy any Tuesday.
Well, I'm glad to report that I am in the peak of health, apparently.
Cool. Oh, good.
I have a couple of more things that I have to do, but
Orifices to probe.
But so far, so good. However, that said, even that said, I would like to give colonoscopies a 40 slurps out of 50, because I really want to encourage you to get a colonoscopy at some point and just get on that track, and it's totally worth it. I'm going to give it 40 out of 50 slurps.
40 out of 50 slurps. Yep. Wow, that's a high score.
The drugs are great. It's good for everybody. Preventative medicine is always better than all the rest of the bullshit. So get that shit done.
Well, I'm going to give it 25 out of 50.
I hear you.
Because there's not enough enjoyment involved to give it more than half of the points involved. Mm-hmm. I hear you on, it's a really good idea to do it and all this shit. So this means you're giving it 40, I'm giving it 25, so it's 65 out of 100. Which means it's 32
slurps out of 50.
32.50.
Let's call it 33. Let's round up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
33. 33 out of 50 slurps.
33 slurps out of 50. I love it.
Cool.
Oh, and because I mentioned it last week today, while I was talking to the folks about my taminin.
Last week today.
Because we talked about it last week. Today, I was talking to the ladies about my next taminin, and I told them that I was calling the colonoscopy, the visit from the paparazzi. Right. And they all started laughing, and just at that moment, one of the docs that did the thing yesterday, they were like, "Tell her what you're calling it." And I go, "The paparazzi?" And she just doubled over with laughter, just died. It was really, I gave those folks something.
Cool.
So,
good.
They're psyched for their
I got to say, my colonoscopy doc was pretty cool.
Yeah.
He had some good humor going. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's because he deals with so much shit all day that he's kind of got to have a good humor barrier. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's the thing with colonoscopy docs.
I think if you're an ass doctor, you gotta have a.
You just gotta you gotta have a thick skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the by, Eliza 18.
Ass doctor.
Eliza 18, kumquat, always funny.
I think kumquat's a great word.
Kumquat.
Doesn't make me go ew.
It's like garbanzo beans. There was some comedian in the 80s did a whole thing about that. Marcus, you actually could just drink seawater. Yeah. Enjoy.
You might, I don't know. That might be James Bond information.
Yeah.
That might be James Bond movie information with the seawater.
Real chicken tender. I know exactly who real chicken tender is. Slow. Yes, and I do now believe that we are talking about blubber, blubber, blubber. What the hell was that? It's this beautiful, we're talking about this beautiful sound piece that I ended up actually directing in Memphis one time. And it's this whole sound piece, this little sketch of these two people meeting at a bus stop. And the one says, look over there, that woman, she's got a bouffant. That's a nice word. It's a bulbous bouffant. Oh yeah, that's really nice to say. Bulbous bouffant. And then it turns into all these words, and then it turns into this like sound sculpture of it. We did it in Memphis one year. I don't know if it was
never been to Memphis.
Oh, you didn't go? Yeah, that's right. We did it with the students in Memphis that one year. Anyway, hello, dude. Aw, real
Funny
chicken
Girl
tender.
1000's like enjoyable linked to colonoscopy is definitely an ew word, yes.
Yeah.
Somehow, I definitely feel you on this one.
Dorothy Hamilton has joined us in the chat.
What? Fear?
It means VOTFYI.
It's
Visions.
No, I think
Visions
it's
of
what,
today.
for your information.
What?
What? For your information.
Voi.
Oh, Mathis, wieder. Boy, Will.
Oh, the bots have come out. Don't combine colonoscopy with slurps.
Dude. Okay, drinking.
Slurps.
Slurps on their own. So, chapter 2 was something I don't remember anymore.
It was chapter 2, what we're talking about right now? You don't remember what we're talking
we
about?
kind of segued into colonoscopies.
Well, we finished chapter 2,
Did we?
more or less, yeah.
Okay, good. So we can move on to chapter 3.
And we moved into re-review stuff now.
Oh, right, good.
We're reviewing
Getting this whole
colonoscopies,
thing
and we got to
explained to me.
33 out of 50 slurps. And now,
Now he's making fun of me.
no, we did that. I'm just reviewing.
Okay,
And now,
I hadn't realized we'd finished chapter 2.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good, cool, good. Yeah, no, let's move on.
we finished chapter 2 to do reviews.
Good.
So now we're going to
I
go.
might have done that.
You did. And now we're going to go to a word from our sponsor. Actually, a word to our sponsors.
Yes. Right, we're back.
We're back.
A word to our sponsors.
By the
Love
way,
our sponsors.
those are our sponsors. And like it said in the commercial, just keep showing up. We love it. There's lots of ways if you'd like to help support Isbaz. We're gonna keep going. We're at 59. We're gonna keep going. We don't know how long we're gonna go, but you can join us on the on the
Yes, please go to
HQ.
Facebook Isbaz HQ and sign up there because we kind of chat with each other there about shit during the whole week.
And if you send us anything on the PayPal, please send us your mailing
Physical
address because we're going to send you a whole bunch of really nice stickers. And
you
we've
get if you tip us on PayPal, you get free stickers.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've also got some new swag ideas that we're working on. We came up with a couple of really good ones recently. Do you remember what they were, Michael? We were walking home last week through the
don't
beautiful
remember what they
city
were.
of Vienna.
Now I think I have a weak idea of what they were.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
All right.
Chapter 3.
Chapter 3 is right here. Chapter 3. On the question you get the most. So the idea here is we all have our thing. We got our cool. We got our swag. We got our way of going through life. And when people meet you, they'll often ask you questions. And you've got the standard questions of, where are you from and whatever. What is the standard question, the question that you get asked the most? Oftentimes, tall people get asked, how tall are you? Foreign people get asked,
Where are you from?
Where are you from? Actors get asked, what do you do to make money?
Yeah. Or can you live from this?
Yeah. So what is the question that you get asked the most? And while you're writing that in the chat, we're going to talk about it. Michael, what's the question that you get asked the most?
I think one of the questions I've been asked the most is the typical actor question, is like, can you actually earn enough money to live off what you do?
Now,
Does
where
does this actually pay your bills?
Where do you get that question?
In theaters.
In theaters?
So when I'm in theaters and I'm meeting people from the audience, or
So
when-
after a show, they've just
like,
watched you
yeah,
perform,
they've watched the show.
and now they ask you,
And-
but
and-
what do you do to make money?
Yeah, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I've occasionally got asked it as well, like if I'm meeting friends of friends or friends of friends of friends, and kind of at a party. They're like, so what do you do? And I'm an actor. And really, you can earn enough to kind of pay your bills off being an actor.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the question I've been asked a lot.
Did you ever get asked about your foreignness? Or were you able to hide your foreignness because of your Doppelsprachigkeit when you got to Austria?
I've been a bit of a U-boat as far as that is concerned.
Yeah. I definitely have met people that have said, der Michael, der ist aus Südafrika. I've heard that.
Yeah, I
question
get
before.
German more often than South Africa. Like, nobody realizes that I'm South
Yeah.
African. That I might not be like 100% Austrian, yes.
Right.
But then, like, maybe he's German or something.
Yeah. The Valerie Bolzano, she would often get, even though she's from Salzburg, but she would speak often in a high, österreichische Hochdeutsch, and people would often think that she was German.
Yeah,
but she can speak dialect,
yeah,
but she speaks dialect better than anybody.
Sure, but people often think that she's crazy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, so people ask you whether
And she's
you
one
can...
of my favorite people as well.
Yeah.
So, like,
Oh, she's the most wonderful, terrible person in the world. The most
I
wonderful...
think that's one of the best things to say about anybody.
She is the
Wonderful,
she is the most
terrible person in the
wonderful,
world.
terrible person in the world. Okay, all right. So the question about whether you can actually make a living. Follower of Clay, there is a question I get the most and which I really hate. I hear you. It's when I talk to uninitiated people about rare and exciting mushroom. The question is, and can you eat it? It seems like an incredibly obvious question because, people are always looking for utility and, mushrooms, can you eat it? So I can understand how that's maybe for somebody who's super into mushrooms is a really annoying question. It's like when people ask an actor, how do you learn all those lines?
Yeah.
Like that's the biggest challenge. That's where the work begins.
That's not actually the work.
Exactly. After you've done that, that's when the work begins.
Yeah, but actually from what I've followed of Follower of Clay, because I follow Follower of Clay on Facebook.
One should follow Follower of Clay.
Follow Follower of Clay on
Follow the follower.
Facebook. He's into eating a lot of the mushrooms. In fact,
Sure.
I read today that he was picking some rare and occult mushrooms that went very well with the gnocchi he was making at home. So
We should get Follower of Clay to do like a little primer on mushrooms. Or maybe to get him to put out like one of his favorite mushroom recipes.
here's my thing.
I knew it. What do you got, Michael?
Follower of Clay makes us an intro to an Isbaz about a mushroom or something to do with mushrooms. Or
Yeah.
Like and we play the Isbaz music and it's like an Isbaz font, but we have a thing about mushrooms.
Yeah. It should be about mushrooms.
It should be about mushrooms.
It should be about mushrooms.
Definitely be about mushrooms.
This week, chicken of the woods.
And then we can review mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
Shrooms.
Shrooms. Can you eat it?
But
Sorry.
But I think Follower of Clay is about eating mushrooms a lot of the time, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
And I think what annoys him is the fact that people are like, really? You can eat this?
Well, it's sort of like the question you get very often. It's like when you go to a restaurant, or a hotel, anywhere anybody has been doing something for a long time. Just assume they have heard whatever bullshit is about to come out of your mouth. You know, like.
I think these are words to live by.
There's no way.
I want this printed on a
There
t-shirt.
is no way in this beautiful universe that the woman who's sitting behind the cashier's desk and it goes beep and it comes up false or she can't find the price. There is no way when you say to her, "Oh, well, I guess it must be free," that she has not heard that before. She's heard everything. If you're tall, yeah, you know it. Don't tell people they're tall. Don't tell a beautiful woman she's beautiful. Don't tell a funny dude he's funny. It's awful for people because they've heard it all. You know, it's like when people say, I have an uncommon name for the German-speaking world.
Yamas.
Jim is uncommon. Do you know how often people have said to me, "Oh, Jim Beam. Oh, Jim Knopf. Oh, Jim and Tonic."
Gin and tonic is pretty good, actually. I like that. But I'm not a friend of Jim, actually. Like gin. No, sorry, I'm not a friend of tonic. Gin, yes. Tonic, no.
Okay. The question that I get, of course, all the time is, where are you from? And then the second question is, where is that? And so I have a standard answer, and I'm sure you have heard me say this 100 times. And what I always say is, I come from Maine. Maine is the northeastern state in the United States. It borders Canada, the ocean, and one other state. I grew up on the ocean.
I usually leave the conversation.
Yeah, because he's heard it 100. And I got to the point where I could just say this, and just to get it over with.
Yeah.
Just to get beyond it.
So a question that I really hate getting asked is what my star sign is. And
why is that?
Because it's crap. It's bullshit.
It's because you're a typical Gemini.
And I started lying about my star sign.
Yeah.
And like people I was at university with asked me on like the first or second day what my star sign was, and I stuck to that star sign that I told them.
Yeah.
And I stuck to the birthday that I told them. And the whole 4 years or 3.5 years that I was there was like, well, that's so typical for your star sign, whatever that star sign was. And it was just so ridiculous.
Ridiculous. It's like me with my age. When people at auditions would ask, "When's your birthday?" I'm like, "What? Who? Why?
Yeah.
Why would you ask me that?
Yeah.
Do I look like I can play the part or not?"
Precisely.
I hate it. How old are you is a terrible question.
It's a
Where
really
are you
bad
from
question.
is a terrible question. At the beginning.
Well,
at the
I think it's
beginning.
kind of an interesting
At the beginning. Okay, what would
Like
drive me crazy?
If you're getting to know someone, I think it's an interesting question because you want to know where they're from, or you want to know why they talk so funny.
But just a little bit later. You can't do it at the beginning because it just makes it everything about that.
Yeah.
So what would drive me crazy is I'd be speaking with somebody at a party 10 minutes long, and they in German, and then they would say, "Oh, by the way, übrigens, wie heißt du?" I would say Jim, and they would go, "Oh, should we be speaking English miteinander then? Oh, du bist Amerikaner, gell? Du bist American." And they would do all this shit, and I'd be like, "You have not been listening to me for the past 10 minutes, obviously. Or you think so little of me, or your whole Vorurteile
But I actually
thing
think
jumps
that,
into..."
that people who are dicks like that,
They never mean to be, but that's just...
No, I actually think that they are.
Oh.
If they're dicks in that kind of interview, they're dicks in any kind of interview.
Yeah.
I think this might be the underlying truth.
It's a good filter. I always enjoyed it when people would take me as I was, rather than, like in the situation, rather than making my foreignness part of the situation. If people would just be like, oh, it's a dude, his name is Jim, good, okay, fine, let's keep going with whatever's happening. But whenever that my foreignness becomes part of the deal, it would always bug me a little bit, because you just have to get through those fucking steps, so that we can move on from that. And it was always more sympathisch. Anyway,
Swinger Club NRC.
Can I deduct the game console from my
I challenge
taxes?
you. I dare you to do that.
No, this is the question that he gets all the time, that Swinger Club NRC.
Can I deduct?
I'm saying he, I'm not sure if Swinger Club NRC is Swinger Club NRC, does the NRC stand for National Republican Committee? Because that would be hilarious.
Can I deduct the game
So
console?
I want to guess.
That's the question you get the most? That
Really?
would be really annoying.
And I love it that, well, the bank said I could. I love that. That's awesome. The bank said I could.
So I do deduct quite a lot of things that normal people couldn't deduct from my taxes.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't know what I deduct. I don't deduct anything. I have somebody do it for me. I don't have that world. But what is the thing that you deduct that you shouldn't deduct?
Well, it's not that I shouldn't deduct, but I can argue that I need it for work.
For example?
When I don't really need
For
it
example?
for work. Like new speakers. Or like camera equipment.
The computer that I bought this year, do you think I'll be able to take that off my taxes?
Sure.
Cool.
Well, you bought it last year, and you can only deduct a certain percentage of it each year because it was...
Well, I haven't done my
Expecting-
taxes for last year yet.
cost more.
I'm talking about 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've done
You
2020,
can deduct
I
a
think.
bit of it.
Have I done 2020 yet?
You have to deduct that in 5-year increments or something like that.
I'm sure my people will know what's happening.
So the gaming console, unless you're making, unless that's your job,
Yeah.
would you want to be, so, hey.
I'm guessing that Swinger Club NRC is a tax accountant.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Would you want to be one of these new esports people?
Do I want to be an esports legend? Do I want to dominate in Fortnite?
No.
what are
I'm
you
saying,
asking me?
is that what you want to do for a business? Do you want to be like number 67 on the world ranking list, or number 167 on the world ranking list, still making like a reasonable living?
Yeah.
But that's your job.
Why
Would
are you
wanna
asking
do that?
this? Would
Is
I
that
wanna
something
do this?
you think you could do?
For me? No.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't do that. But why do you ask?
Because it sounds horrific. It sounds
does.
like a terrible thing to be doing. It's like I'm only locked in this room in front of camera 2 to 3 hours a week on Thursdays.
Yeah.
And I get through it because I drink.
Yeah.
But if I was doing this every day
Yeah.
for hours on end,
Yeah.
because it was my job,
Yeah.
I don't think I'd survive.
I'm just wondering what.
Not even if I was playing Tetris.
I'm just wondering what brought this up.
Can I deduct the gaming console from my taxes?
I see.
Like, if it was my job to
I
be
see.
making money as a game player,
Yeah.
like an esports person.
Right. I hear you. Yeah. Wait. Hold the phone. Pavlov's dog as I live and breathe. My goodness, I haven't seen you in a Pavlov's dog's age. Pavlov's dog in the house.
In the house. God damn. You just have to make a good argument that you can deduct. This is so true, Pavlov.
This is so untrue, Pavlov.
No, it's totally true.
It's untrue.
No, my tax guy actually preps me for this. So I have this list of things that I bought, and he's like, do you really need this? And I'm like, yeah, I do. He's like, how do you need this for your work? And then I say how I need it. And he says, genau der Song sonst gefolgt werden.
Okay, my ladies say, it doesn't matter anything, Jim. Just, we're going to do this, this, and this, and this. We're taking it off. And you're just going to have to keep paying these people until you're 72 years old. And
Oh, God.
the only thing you can do at this point is just try to make more money.
Oh, Jesus, Jim. This is the story of your life.
Yeah.
There's women out there taking advantage of you, making you their manslave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just pointing you in directions that, bending you over things.
As long as they give me the illusion of choice.
The Illusion of Choice is the name of my new novel.
The illusion of choice. Buy it this week. Critics give it 4 stars. The illusion of choice.
Yeah, buy it this week.
A page turner for this summer's vacation reading. It's a beautiful romance filled with stars and beaches. And
Sticking with the capitalism idea, buy it this summer before it gets sold to you.
buy it first before we have to sell it to you. What the fuck does that mean? Pavlov's dog, I'm glad to see you. Glad to know you're well. And glad to hear that you're doing your taxes at the Mo. Oh, you poor kid. My God.
Yeah, I've been pushing around. It's like that and going to St. Petersburg. I can't really decide which to do first. And the fact is, the thing is actually that I've got really good at doing my taxes. I can do my taxes in 45 minutes to 2 hours, depending on. And then I'm done. And I've got a system down. It's like, meh, but I just fucking hate doing it. It's no fun.
Taxes is one of the biggest dragons in my life, and I have to fight that dragon every single time, even though I'm not even the one that's doing it. It's just getting the shit together it's just so out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
That and I'm gonna have to get a new visa soon as well, which also sucks. What's the question you get the most when you are in an audition? Availability or price? Can you drive a car?
Yeah, so the price question actually never comes up during the audition. It's always afterwards. Yeah. I could actually tell you.
Okay. What's the question you get the most? What was the question you got the most when you were dating?
We've spoken about my dating history, and I have a very sketchy dating history. I don't actually have much dating experience.
I meant when you were out on the prowl. Not necessarily dating, but at the bar.
Yeah, like the question I get the most? I think I tried to avoid all questions. Avoid all questions. The object was to avoid all questions, get laid as quickly as possible.
Yeah, so when they went, do you want to sleep with me?
It was like, huh? What?
I'm out.
What?
I'm out.
What?
I'm
What?
out.
Let's
I'm
go to my
avoiding
place,
that
baby.
question. What is the question the two of you ask the most? What questions do we ask the most? Says Philly Girl. What question do I ask?
Okay, my question is, do we really have to get up that early?
Yeah. A question that I ask very often is, where is the remote? Where's the clicker? A question that I ask very often is,
what's for dinner?
I don't ask that very often. I don't know.
Okay, I'll be more precise actually. My question is not what's for dinner, it's like, what would you like to have for dinner? Or do you have ideas for dinner?
Right, I hear you.
So this kind of includes me making dinner.
Right.
But it's like, so what are we doing for dinner? That's
a good question.
What are we doing for dinner?
Pavlov's dog has been doing their taxes for the past decades and pretty good at it. Very good. And she's out.
Pavlov is actually generally like a totally together person.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't worry too much about Pavlov. They got a
figured.
good shoulder on their heads.
Can I drink that?
Swinger Club National Republican Convention. I'm not sure what they're laughing at, but I hope it's the fact that they are part of the National Republican Convention and they're the swinger club for the National Republican Convention. I bet that's a crazy party. Question that you get asked the most? Well, I don't know if it, is there anybody out there with a lot of facial hair? Does anybody get asked about their facial hair? Like, why? Does anybody get asked about their sartorial choices? Why? I often find that when people ask questions, like, sometimes questions can be challenging.
They're going ew on the inside.
Well, no, that's not, well, maybe, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is like, if somebody were to come up to you and say, hey, Schlipsträger, was soll das denn? I know, first of all, you would look at them like this and say, nothing, but look at them thinking, never touch me again like that.
No, I've actually moved on to saying, just don't touch my fucking tie.
Yeah, exactly. And I would put it to you that mostly when people are doing that, what they're doing they're not asking about that. What they're actually asking is, are you comfortable with being you? It's almost like,
Is that what they're asking?
I think so.
What?
I think it's
what
a
if
challenge to.
It's definitely a challenge.
It's a challenge to your authenticity.
Really?
If somebody
it's more of a challenge,
says,
like,
"Hey, what's up with this?" If you go, "Oh yeah, sorry, I just got this,"
is it more of a challenge to your status in the room?
well, status is a part of it because in trying to figure out your status, you're looking at
Because it has a lot to do about how the question is posed, right?
Sure. But when it's a challenge like that, like, hey, Schlipsträger, was machst du?
Yeah. It's a little bit. It's actually more of a challenge than it is a question.
Yeah.
Like, how far can I go before you punch me in the face? Is kind of the question behind it.
A little bit. Yeah. But it doesn't have to be that invasive. They don't actually have to touch you. They can say, well, that's a crazy jacket, or wow, that's a wild jacket. And sometimes people use those compliments or questions about you as a way of smoothing out the social thing. Hey, have you you look terrific today. Mm. I had a friend who she would say that every time. It was basically her
as a question.
No, not as a question, but her whole thing would be like, whenever she would see somebody, her first thing would be like, "You look terrific," and it always came across authentically.
Yeah.
It always came across as she saw this person and is authentically complimenting this person, but because it was every time, I knew it wasn't. It was just part of her thing. Yeah. But it was incredibly sympathetic and made the person feel really good. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a challenge. Mm. But when it feels like a challenge or it feels weird, I put it to you that very often the question is not anything about what you're wearing. What they're doing is they're challenging, are you okay with you? And if you just say, yeah, then you're going to be fine. Mm.
It makes it sound nicer than it actually is, the way you've described it. I think you're probably right. But I think it's more I think it's actually, if you look into the depths of it, it's more menacing. There's people who...
It's just pecking order shit.
Yeah, it's just figuring out the pecking order.
Absolutely. And part of figuring out the pecking order is not only how far can I go with you, but how much are you going to be, what is
how much
this
are you prepared to take? How much of my offensiveness are you prepared to take? Yeah.
There's that too. Follower of Clay gets asked questions about long pinky nails.
Why do you need long pinky nails if you're into mushrooms? Or
They're coke
are you
nails.
into mushrooms and coke?
No, I don't know. Do you have is there a ritual with your long pinky nail?
Are they both long?
Yeah.
Both sides?
But Follower of Clay also does a thing with his nails, right? He collects them. Wasn't he? He's also going to help us with our museum.
There was some grossness there.
With our it's going to be its own exhibit.
This is going to be our museum, not the museum of toenails or whatever. It's going to be the museum of grossness. It's going to be the museum of interchangeable grossnesses.
The museum that makes you go ooh.
Ooh, I like it.
The museum that
It
makes,
makes you go ew
ew.
and ooh.
And so we can get some stuff from the Narrenturm. And so like Missgeburten, Grauslichkeiten. And then we can get some like exhibits of gross shit inside gross shit.
Do
and
you
then,
know how many nappies a baby uses on average per day?
how many?
No, guess.
27.
It's 12.
Ew!
But I got 2 coming, so it's 24.
Wait.
On average.
Wait. How many a day?
24.
12. Wait.
12.
For one baby, it's
Yeah,
12?
for one baby.
For 2, it's 24?
Yeah.
So I was not far off with my 27.
You were not far off.
Ew. Yeah. The museum. The
museum! That's brilliant!
Museum.
The museum.
A collection of things that make you go, ew.
Museum.
The
Collection
museum.
That's
Here's an
really
exhibit
good. Okay.
about the ways people...
No, it's not an exhibit, it's an exhibit.
It's an... Okay, I'm gonna table that one.
Exhibit.
Exhibit. Yeah, it doesn't quite scan, but I like the Einsatz. But yeah, and the museum, I love it. We got to get that into the chat. So Michael, I think we did it.
Yeah.
I think we
Been a good
figured
one.
out chapter 3. We know the things. Wait, what was chapter 3 about?
I need a bigger trash can. Marcus, yes. I'm getting one of those odor lock trash cans.
How does an odor lock How does an odor lock trash can work?
So it's got a receptacle where you put the stinky poopy nappy in,
The stinky poopy nappy.
and then you turn it over,
Yeah.
and the stinky poopy nappy falls in the bowl, and you leave it that way. And then when you open it again, the receptacle is
So it's like
empty again, right?
it's like a revolving door for the nappy.
kind of a revolving door for the nappy. Yeah,
Keeps the stank inside,
keeps the stonk down.
right? And so just a little bit of stunk comes out.
So when you flip it over, there might be a little bit of stonk coming out, depending on how well you put the nappy in there. Yeah?
Oh man, I love it. Depends. You need a bigger or a washing machine.
A bigger washing machine.
Depends is
and
for
a
when
dryer.
he needs his nappies. Depends is a brand of adult diapers.
I forgot that. Yeah, very funny.
Yes. So we did that. We figured out chapter 3, which was on the questions you get the most. But I think we figured that out. And we'll find out from Follower of Clay at some point why the long fingernails. The answer to the question he gets the most. Real chicken tender. I'm so glad you came out for this. This is awesome. So good to see you, brother. Let's say goodnight to some people because
We should.
Because I think it's time. So Real Chicken Tender, thank you very much for joining us.
Follower of Clay,
Marcus, thank you very much.
Christina La Smulik.
Sweetness. Swinger Club National Republic Convention or committee. Why? What's happening here? Why does it? Oh, there we go.
Pavlov's dog.
Yeah, Pavlov's like Philly Girl 1000. Shouting out to
Tell people Moko. Isbaz underwear. Yes.
Put it on the list. Isbaz.
How do we put things on the list without putting them on the list? Like we actually need a notepad.
We used to
on the
do
desk.
that. There was a time we did
We
that.
need a note. I'm going to put it in here. No, this doesn't help. We need a notepad.
Somebody please put this in the HQ.
No, in the HQ. That might help.
All
So
swag
Isbaz-
ideas in
Isbaz
the HQ.
underwear. I think there should be Isbaz underwear for guys and dolls.
For him and for her.
Yes.
And for everybody in between.
And for everybody in between.
Oh, we're going to do it.
For
We're going to need some
neighbors and
prototypes.
neighborettes.
Yeah, for the friends and neighbors. So, Moko, thank you very much. Our bot,
I bought Dorothy and Mattis.
Dorothy Hamilton. I'm thinking of Dorothy Hamill. I keep thinking Dorothy
I'm
Hamill.
thinking Mark Hamill got somehow mixed up with Dorothy Parker.
Remember Dorothy Hamill with the hair? She was the skating gold medalist, 70s Dorothy Hamill. Wasn't it Dorothy Hamill?
I remember Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill was also in the 70s as
He
Luke
was in
Skywalker.
Star Wars.
Yeah, he was Luke Skywalker. But, okay, anyway.
Marcus, Eliza 18,
Eliza 18,
kumquat.
your kumquat and your hard egg gas is going to get stanky.
In fact, Eliza 18, you should make your YouTube name Kumquat, or Kumquat 18. I think that's a really good name.
But it's one of the words that makes her go, ew, she's not going to...
Oh, she doesn't like it?
No.
I think it's a great word.
She's not going to make her name kumquat.
Okay, yeah, that's true. No, well, she's kumquat laughing.
It's like garbanzo beans and kumquats and... No.
Garbanzo bean 5928. That's my YouTube handle.
What's grain comes in quarts. Kumquats. An elephant. Okay. Real Chicken Tender, Marcus and Monica and Eliza 18, and then Philly Girl, and we got all those folks. And from the top, and Dan B! Dan B, thank you very much for joining us. And that was everybody. We did it. You know, hold the phone. I think this was the best Isbaz ever.
I think I said it was going to be the best Isbaz ever because we're going to talk about colonoscopies.
We talked about colonoscopies.
Yeah, it was like crap.
The pooperazzi.
The pooperazzi. La 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 la.
Prostata ta 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 ta. Prostata ta 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 ta.
So we can do prostate examinations next time?
No.
No, please, let's not do that. I think next time we should review a product, like an edible or drinkable product.
Then let's challenge everybody.
Isbaz HQ.
Go to the Isbaz
yes.
HQ and tell us, please tell us. We'll start a poll. Someone will start a poll. Someone of the admins will start a poll. What should be the next thing that we review? And then we'll review some stuff. Because we review stuff now.
I like this idea.
I do too.
Cool, good.
Because we review stuff now.
Edibles or drinkables would be good.
Yeah. To get that live reaction.
Yeah,
You want it, you need it, you know
Make
you
us
love
us
it.
review things that might make us go, ew.
Things that make you go, ew.
Good.
Michael,
Moving on.
we are getting
Slurping.
out of here.
Yeah.
Hold on, time out. Don't do nothing. You want to slurps?
Yeah.
Let's slurps.
Def.
I finished my slurp. We're saying goodnight. We
We are.
say goodnight to everybody there. Next week.
Next week. Yeah, we'll be here.
Okay. You heard it from Uncle Mike. We're going to be here. Next week, that means it's going to be episode 60. 60.
The big 6-0.
The big 6-0. We're going to hit the big 6-0 next week. So we would love it if you would join us then.
What are we going to do special for big 6-0? Can we do something special for big 6-0?
Should we get confetti?
I was thinking more like schnapps. Yeah,
Okay.
I think we should get schnapps.
We'll do something special for 60. That's it. We did it.
Cool, good.
And
Moving on.
remember,
oh, shit.
we have a thing.
We have a thing, and it goes like this. And remember,
No matter what the problem,
or what it was about,
even if you disagree,
you can always hug it out.
hug it out.
Hug it out. Hug it out.
We're going to do a super slow-mo hug tonight in honor of... what do they call themselves now? In honor of the Real Chicken Tender. A slow-mo hug. Hug it.
Post-credit thingy. Is she really going out with him? Is she really gonna take him home tonight? Is she really going out with him? 'Cause if my eyes don't deceive me, there's something going wrong around here. Around here.